Everybody? It's your boy Cam and T back at it again on the Cam and T podcast, man. I am your co-host Tony T Time West, man, and we also have my boy, my brother from another mother, Cambo, back with us, man. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Yo, I'm chilling, man. I'm feeling good, living good. You know what I'm saying? I'm hanging in there, man. How about yourself, though? How you doing?
Good, man. I can't complain, Cam. We getting real close to football season, so I'm feeling really,
Yes,
really good,
sir.
honestly, man. We right around the
Yep.
corner from it. I think preseason starts, if I'm not mistaken, Thursday.
Hall
So
of Fame game.
we right there at it, and I'm just ready for it at this point, man. At this point, I'm ready for college football to get going. I know that a lot of people's training camps start like this week, like now. So we here, man. We in football
Yeah.
season. NFL, I think all 32 teams are now officially in training camp. So we're here. We're gonna have real live football in less than a month. When Georgia Tech takes on Florida State in Ireland. So we almost there, bro. So I'm feeling really good, man. I'm excited and ready for the football season, bro.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the first game is Texans and Bears this Thursday at 8.
Yep.
That is the Hall of Fame game. So,
Yep.
like you said, man, and Clemson, Carolina's coming to Clemson on Thursday, so I'll be there. So anybody out there that's going to Clemson on Thursday, holla at your boy. I'll be there.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I'm excited, man. Football season, that's the best time of the year, bro. We talk
Absolutely.
about this. This
Yeah.
is this is year two going into the year two of the pod, and
Yep.
last season was just so fun talking about football. This is
Yep.
really both of our bread and butter. So
Absolutely.
it's really exciting to see. I'm excited for both seasons, college football and NFL, man.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
And for those of y'all asking, before we get started,
Please
for those of
address
y'all
them, bro.
asking,
Please,
yeah, for those
please,
of y'all
bro. Go
asking,
ahead.
I'm just taking a break from social media. Ain't nothing going on. I'm good. I'm feeling good. I'm all right. I'm just taking a break. I ain't I've been on Instagram a little bit,
Mhm.
but I ain't been on TikTok. I ain't been on Twitter. I pop in every now and then just to like I seen the Clowny hit earlier today.
Mhm.
And I popped in just to say something in our little group chat or whatever. But I'm for the most part, I'm trying to take a break, trying to just work on that fear of missing out is the thing that
Yeah.
I've been telling. I was on the phone. I did call Cam yesterday, and I was on the phone and I was telling him that I'm just trying to work on not being in the know all the time. I don't
Yeah.
like sometimes I want to be. I don't want to know. I don't have to know everything, and it's
Yeah.
okay to miss out on some things, on some information, especially
Absolutely.
when it don't have nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Um, but there are a few things that have happened that I missed, and it is kind of funny seeing how if I was on Twitter, I would have known about it as soon as it happened,
Mhm.
versus finding out on Instagram, because Instagram timeline and algorithm sucks, so you
Yes.
don't find
Horrible.
things out. I'm just now seeing posts from like middle of July.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying on the algorithm. I seen one big thing, one big piece of news, and maybe we can talk about this a little bit later on. But one big piece of news is that apparently the video game writers have gone on strike. And see, I
Yeah.
missed that. I
Mhm.
missed that. And so that's cool. Shout out to them and unions all across the country. And then as well as I seen that some Marvel news that Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doctor Doom. And
Mhm.
again, that's just something that I had missed on Twitter. I would have known about it, when the news broke at 4 or 5 o'clock,
Right.
versus on Instagram, I found out about it at 3 in the morning. So
Mhm.
I'm just working on things like that, just trying to be okay with not having to know everything and not having the information all, at my fingertips right away, as well as just sensory overload. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of
Yeah.
want to tone it back. It's too much going on Twitter. So just want to
Yeah.
tone it back.
Yeah, no, ain't nothing wrong with you, man. Ain't nothing wrong with social media breaks in general, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think it's really that good to be taking in that much opinions and information all the daggone time. Like
Right.
you gotta kind of take a break, especially with what year it is, election year. Like it's kind of good to just get away from all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you 100%. Honestly, man, I really haven't been on social media like that either. I really just been posting my YouTube content, and that's like about it. I'm kind of with you, bro. I'm about to get back on TikTok and start posting back on our Cam and T podcast TikTok. I'm gonna start that actually tomorrow. But I'm kind of been on the same type of timing as you. I really haven't been on social media like that. So again, I had like 2 or 3 people ask me about you, Cam. And it even prompted me. We talked on the phone yesterday. I was like, let me call Cam and make sure he all right, because everybody keep blowing me up about it. I'm like, let me check on him and make sure he's good. But just glad you addressed that, because like I said, I had about 2 or 3 people ask me, was you okay?
Yeah. I'm good though. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the love, y'all. And
nothing wrong with stepping away from the phone sometime, y'all. It's literally okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. But anyway, we got a good show for y'all tonight, man. It's gonna be a really good one tonight. We're gonna talk about the Olympics, mostly on the NBA side. I don't know nothing about like swimming and all that. Like, I'll leave that to y'all other like people that are really into the Olympics. I'm not that much into the Olympics like that, but we will talk about the basketball side of things. Also, as well, we're going to talk about Tua and Jordan Love both getting paid. Both, I think, Cameron, you might can correct me if I'm wrong. I think both of them are seeing 200+ million. So both of those guys got paid. I think Jordan Love right now is the highest paid player in the league, if I'm not mistaken, or at least the highest paid quarterback in the league. And we're going to talk about Julius Peppers tonight. He's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame on Saturday. And, he's kind of like the first real full live Panther that is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So I kind of want to talk about that a little bit, talk about his journey and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that tonight. But tonight's going to be a really good episode. So let's dive in. Olympics. Is it crazy for me to say LeBron James is still one of the best players in the world? I don't think it's crazy. I think LeBron James is still a top 5 player in the world right now. If you see what he's doing at the age of 39, I believe, it's incredible. We've never seen anything like this. LeBron James looks like he can go for another 2 or 3 years at the rate he's playing right now in the Olympics. He looks amazing. What do you think about LeBron and how KD has looked tremendous as well, especially in that last game? I think he went like 8 for 8 in the first half, and I think 5 from 5 for 3. He had 21 points. He was incredible. What do you think of LeBron mostly and just the Olympics in general with the basketball side of things? What do you think?
Yeah. So I think LeBron, I'm gonna keep it a whole band with y'all, like completely honest. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. Yeah. I mean, it won't happen because he already said it's not gonna happen. But legitimately, LeBron could actually play 10 years more. He's not gonna play at that level, of course. But if I always said this. I always said if LeBron just became Rajon Rondo, he could go for another 10 years.
Yeah.
At the level he is right now, he can go for another 5. You know what I'm saying? Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. I think he's put himself back in the conversation as best player in the world, because he's been carrying this team US. I mean, outside of there's been good players there's been good performances in each game, but LeBron has been consistent throughout the whole run. I mean, he's the US flag bearer for a reason. LeBron is I think everybody's starting to realize he kind of dipped his toe even further into that GOAT conversation after all of this, because I mean he's just been so incredible lately. I think ultimately I would say as far as he's still a top 5 player in the world, absolutely. I think you can make an argument he might be number 3 right now. And then as far as KD goes, KD coming off an injury, and what he did in that game against Serbia, man, he was ridiculous too. So to be perfect from the field, he missed one shot at the end of the game, which is crazy. But I mean, he was just outstanding to do that coming off an injury. I think this Team USA roster realizes. Have you noticed Anthony Edwards? Have you noticed how before the Olympics started, going into the Olympics, he was like, "I'm the number 1 option. This is my team." Blah blah blah. Right. But then as they started playing, as they started really facing some competition, he was like, oh, hold on, I ain't gonna lie. LeBron is crazy.
Yeah.
KD went crazy. Like he's starting to even realize, like, okay, maybe I'm not,
Yeah.
maybe
Right.
I'm not, who I thought I was heading
Mm-hmm.
into these Olympics right here. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So I think it's a really good team. I'm very impressed with everybody so far. I think that personally, we're gonna see Jason Tatum on Wednesday. Steve Kerr already said that, so that's tomorrow. So
Yeah, because he
tomorrow,
didn't play in the last one. That was like a big hoopla.
yep,
He didn't play
yep.
at all.
He didn't play in the last one, so we're gonna see him tomorrow. We're gonna see what he can, what he's gonna bring to the table. But honestly, I mean, the team is so stacked, man. You know what I mean? Like just the fact that they were able to beat Serbia by I don't know how many, like 30 points,
Mm-hmm.
without Jason Tatum and without Tyrese Halliburton, who
And Serbia is
I think
probably one of the better teams in the whole
very, very much so.
field.
Very
Yeah.
much so. Serbia is actually a very good team.
Mm-hmm.
And it really shouldn't be taken lightly, like
Yeah.
how good of a team they
Absolutely.
are, because they got dogs all across the board. I mean, they got obviously Jokic, they got Bogdan Bogdanovic,
Yeah.
they got Nikola Jovic, and they got a couple other guys, Serbian national team players who are pretty good, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. And they got the Hornets backup center, Micic, I think his name is.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, so they got a really good team. And the field and this pool that the team USA is playing in, this first pool, is pretty good too.
Yep.
They got I know we play South Sudan tomorrow, but also dang, I done lost it. Who else in our field, bro? Oh man. It'll come back to me. But I mean, we got a tough field though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see though, ultimately, man. And yeah, LeBron is just let him lead, bro. Let him lead.
Yeah. Yeah. He's tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done a really good job too. Yeah, I know a lot of people's making a big deal about Tatum not getting the game. Again, I kind of go back to what you said. This team is loaded, bro. It's no disrespect to
Mm-hmm.
Jason Tatum or anything like that. When you got LeBron, KD playing at this level, again, and they kind of both are they kind of play in the same position, like that four, guard type of, a wing, type of player. When you're loaded like that, I mean, you might not see the court, especially as good as those two have been playing.
Right.
You ain't gonna see the court like that. Another thing I wanted to bring up too, a lot of people are slandering Embiid and saying he's been
Yes.
awful. I seen some people saying he need to give up his citizenship. It was bad.
That's crazy.
How do you feel about
That's
Embiid,
crazy.
man? They saying he's been terrible, man.
So I was gonna do a ranking of all the players that have played, and B's last. He's last. I mean, it would probably be, to be completely fair, it would probably be Halliburton because he just hasn't played much.
Yeah.
And then Tatum hasn't played at all. Well, neither one of them played in the actual game. You know what I'm saying? The actual Olympic game. But yeah, Embiid he's been easily the worst starter, easily, by far. And he's been the worst big on the team too. Bam and AD have been absolutely outstanding, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Embiid really hasn't brought anything other than free throws, and which is fine, but he just hasn't been that good, to be completely honest with you. And for a player of his caliber, I mean, Joel Embiid is supposed to be, I mean, literally supposed to be, based on who's on the team right now, he's supposed to be the best player out there because he's the most recent MVP out there. You know what I'm saying? So he's one of the most dominant scorers we have in the game. I mean, if he finished the full season this year, would have had, I think, his third consecutive scoring title, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, there's no denying it that he can score, but he just hasn't been good at all in the international games. The referees really ain't going for all that flopping. You know what I'm saying? So it's just,
I think about it. Them other countries play a little bit more physical than,
and they strong, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going, like, you can flop all you want, but they gonna give it back to you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna stay on you. You know, so he just ain't been good, to be completely honest with you. I've moved away from the whole he shouldn't suit up from us. I know I was hard on him at first about that, but people are getting real xenophobic about it, and I don't think that's fair to him. Especially when he's actually said, like, there's a reason why I'm playing for Team USA. Even though, he does have French citizenship, He is Cameroonian, so he could have played for either one of those teams. But he's already said that he's lived most of his life in the U.S. and his son was born in the U.S. So I completely get it. You know what I mean? And so people, they shouldn't be slandering him for suiting up for the team, but he ain't been good suiting up for the team anyway. So he really can't win right now. I think what Steve Kerr should do, if I was Steve Kerr, I think your lineup has to be, once again, Steph. You got to go Steph, of course. I think D Book has played so well defensively. I think you got to lead Book in. Obviously, Bron got to be in there. I think KD earned the right to be in there. And I would go ahead and either start Anthony Davis or Bam Adebayo at the 5.
Yeah, I was thinking Bam or AD at center. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I would just bring Embiid off the bench. If you even want to bring him off the bench, or just rotate with Bam and AD, because like I said, they've been holding it down so well. And Embiid really ain't brought much value to the team. You might not even need him at all. And that's where you can insert Jason Tatum minutes. You know what I mean? So but that's pretty much it, though. I think we'll see what they look like against South Sudan tomorrow. And if they look good against South Sudan, then that's pretty. That should be that should bode well for the future of the club.
Yep, I agree, man. Moving on from the Olympics a little bit, quarterbacks are getting paid, Cam, across the NFL right now. Last week was a week quarterbacks were getting paid. Obviously, it makes a lot of sense with camp kicking off for most teams this week. People want to get paid before they touch that field. I'm not mad at that at all. Tua Tagovailoa, he has a 4-year, $212 million deal. And then also as well, Jordan Love, just a day after him, or maybe even the same day, I believe, upped them even more. He went to 4 years, $220 million, which I believe makes him the highest paid player in the NFL. And it definitely makes him the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. So now with Jordan Love and Tua getting paid, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think they deserve that bag? The floor is yours.
Okay. Tua. So you said Tua, they're both the new highest paid, right? Is that what you said? Or they're somewhere in there?
Somewhere in there. Yeah, correct.
I think. So here's the thing. I think these moving towards these, there are reports that they might be going towards 18 games in the regular season. For Tua, that's not gonna. I worry because he ain't I don't know. I don't even know if he finished last. Did he play in the playoff game last year? Did he play? I know he missed it. I know he missed it the year before. They was down to their third string at Skylar Thompson the year before. If I'm not.
Yeah, I think he did last year though.
Okay. I don't even remember it. So that's the thing. Like Tua just he starts off so hot every year. That's the thing. It's almost become a trend for Tua. He starts off so hot. And then somewhere around game 12, 13, it starts to fall off a cliff a little bit. Injuries obviously has something to do with it. His body, he's got a slender frame. So, his body may not hold up that well. I don't know.
He lost some weight too. This summer, he's lost some weight,
and that kind of worries me because last year he was thick, and if he played the whole season last year, then that kind of helped him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then before that, you remember he had so many concussions. He had almost like 4 in one season. I don't know. I think Tua is a great player. I do. I think he's a really good quarterback. And yeah, I mean, you got to pay your quarterbacks. You got to pay these guys. So I'm cool. I'm cool with him getting his contract. Like I wouldn't say they shouldn't have paid him, but they do need to understand that. I think with Tua, you're gonna get like a ceiling. Okay, you're gonna reach a ceiling with Tua, and I mean if you got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, I mean you got the fastest team in the league. Yeah, if that right there isn't doing it, then maybe you've already reached your peak. Maybe you've already maxed out. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but at the same time, I don't know what upgrades you can do over Tua though.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's not really many quarterbacks better than him. Yeah. So, I don't know where you can go from there. Same way a lot of people, not to pivot, but people saying the same thing about Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. People saying that Dak probably shouldn't get paid because he's up for a new contract. They're saying they shouldn't pay Dak. and I'm gonna get your thoughts on that in a second. But
Yep.
I'm kind of the same thing. Like, if you don't pay Dak, what you gonna do? Where you
Right.
gonna go from there? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then about Jordan Love, it was only one season, but it was a tremendous season.
He did have a good year. He did.
You know what I mean? He won a playoff game. I think they didn't get to the NFC Championship, right?
No, they just beat the Cowboys. They blew the
They
Cowboys.
beat the Cowboys, and then they barely lost to the 49ers, right?
Right.
Right. Love started the season hot. I don't know if you remember that last year, but he started the season. I mean, he was great at the beginning of the season. The middle of the season, he fell all the way off. And I was kind of worried. And then he picked it back up.
About midway through the season.
Yeah.
About probably week 12, 13, he started. Because I remember around Thanksgiving, that's when he started turning back up.
Exactly. And so I think, because I was saying at the beginning of the season, because I've been a guy that was ready to see what Jordan Love could do for a while. You know what I'm saying? I was even saying that Carolina should have rolled the dice on him if Green Bay was going to keep Rodgers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was like, we might as well just kick the tires and see what we can get out of him.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that the sample size that we saw at the beginning of the season was the real sample size, and it came to be true. So I do think he's worthy of a bag. To make him the highest paid quarterback after one season is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But go ahead, though.
Yeah, it's kind of I'll end it here. It's kind of crazy to make him the highest paid quarterback at the end of one season, but he's 25, and apparently they had some kind of deal in place last year to where if he balled out and essentially led them places, that they was gonna throw the bag at him, and he did. So hey, good for him. But
good for him.
Crazy.
Yeah. I'm not
that's kind of crazy.
To pick up, I'll start with Tua first. So for me, I'm pretty much lining and hand and foot with what you said. With Tua, I am a little concerned about the loss of weight now. In the injury history. I know it was a lot of concussion stuff going on, but Tua is a very good player. I think Tua is a top 15 quarterback, and when he's playing well, he's like top 7 or 8 when he's really on, like you said at the beginning of the season. But I need to see some more consistency. It's just, I guess these quarterbacks now are just getting paid. Like, it don't really matter if you're like mediocre or like average. You're gonna get paid if you're like above average to good. Like, you are going to get the bag. So I think I have to assimilate with the new times of how things go, because in my personal opinion, what I would have paid to a $200 million, not gonna lie, probably not gonna hold you. Like, I just because of the injury history. And honestly, I'm gonna say the same thing about Jordan Love. I like Jordan Love. I like both of these guys, actually. I like Tua and Jordan Love. But making Jordan Love the highest paid quarterback in the league is kind of crazy. After, if you want to be honest, like 12 good games. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. It's whoever's up next is going to get paid. I get that. And I like Jordan Love, but just throwing that much at a guy like him after one good season is just a little bit, you feel me? A little bit much.
It's a little bit psycho.
But again, that might just be me thinking about times back in like 2013 and 12 when you were like an average quarterback, you wasn't getting paid.
Right.
But now it seems like it's such a quarterback hungry market because, you know, the NFL's a passing league now. It just is what it is. And I think that's kind of where I stand on that. I did want to get to the Dak Prescott conversation because we didn't talk about that, but that's actually a good thing to bring up here. Dak Prescott, you brought up that, right? Do I think Dak Prescott should get a contract from Dallas? Here's my take on it. If Dallas is okay with just getting to the playoffs, then I think you should pay him. Because say what you want to say about Dak, he is good enough to get you to the playoffs, right? He's good enough. He showed you that he's good enough to at least get you there. The issue is, has Dak already reached his ceiling? And I'm just going to get you. I think me and you had this conversation before. Is he going to get you to the playoffs and that's it? I don't think Dak Prescott is a quarterback that can take you to the championship. I just don't.
Yeah.
And there might only be 8 quarterbacks that I think can do that. Personally, I think Herbert can do. I think Herbert can do it too if he has the right talent around him. I think Mahomes, Burrow, Josh Allen, when he's not doing stupid stuff like turning over the ball. I want to have a conversation about him one day too, maybe a little close to the season, because we need to talk about where he should really be ranked as far as top 5 quarterbacks and top 10 and all that. But Josh Allen, when he's not doing stupid stuff, right? Your boy, Lamar Jackson, I think he can win a ring as well. I think Herbert, as I said, I think he can win a ring as well. I'm trying to think of anybody else on top of my hands, but after that, it's getting kind of shaky on quarterbacks. I think that can lead their team to a Super Bowl, in my personal opinion, as the guy. I'm trying to think through it, but on the top of my head,
I would add, personally, I think after just last season, I think CJ Stroud can make that list.
Oh, Stroud. Yeah, Stroud. Yeah,
I think Stroud can make that
list.
That's
I'm missing people because I'm literally going on top of my head. Stroud.
I'm still a firm believer in Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts can do it.
I think he pretty much essentially did it the year before.
He did.
Exactly. Jalen Hurts would be in there as well. Yeah. I even think if Aaron Rodgers is not, damaged too bad, I think he can do it. So that right there gives you at least 8 people that can do it. I think that's the list. Point.
I'll be honest though. I think I would probably add. I might say Jordan Love. I might
see. I gotta see more. I gotta see more before I add Jordan Love in, bro. I gotta see more, bro. I can't go there quite yet.
Do it.
I can't go there.
I lost you for a second. Hold on, brother.
Yeah, I think I lost you too for a little bit, but yeah, there you go. You back now. You back. Yeah, you good.
Okay,
you back now.
All right.
Did you
hear? Did you?
Yeah, I heard what you said though. I heard you.
Okay.
It's just I couldn't see you, but yeah, again, man. Okay. Jordan Love, bro. I gotta see more. He did play really well last year. If I see another year of what he did last year, I'd be like, okay, add Jordan Love in too. But I think that's it, bro. I don't think Dak is on that fringe. Kirk Cousins is on that fringe. Kyler Murray is on that fringe. Those guys are on that fringe, but I can't see them taking it over to the top, in my personal opinion.
I don't know. I would say Dak is fringe.
Jared Goff is on that fringe as well. Good take by
Jared Goff is fringe.
He's fringe. Could do it. He almost did it last year, honestly.
Almost did it. Exactly. I would say those guys. I would say Matthew Stafford is another guy. I think he can do it.
Yeah, I think Stafford can do it. But see, can he do it now though? Like he did it in 21 for sure. And I think Matthew Stafford is literally one of the most underrated quarterbacks of our time. Period.
All time.
He's really super underrated and super underappreciated as well. His arm talent is some of the best I've ever seen. But I don't know in 2024 can he put a team on his back. Now 2-3 years ago, I would have been with you.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, he was still slinging it last year, but I give you that though. He fringe though. I think
he's definitely fringe. Yeah,
he's still fringe. See, Kirk, I don't know if Kirk is fringe though. I like Kirk. I think he can hoop a little bit, but he still only got the one.
I think Kirk's underappreciated, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
He is, but he still only got the one.
Underappreciated way too much because he can't win the big games and stuff like that. I mean, that's a valid. That's a valid argument. Don't get me wrong. That's a valid argument. But again,
he can play though.
He can hoop, man. I just think that, I think it's only like 8 quarterbacks. Like I told you that I think can put a team on their back and say, we going to the Super Bowl. That's it. And that's the 8. And if you want to talk about would any of those guys get traded or moved to Dallas, I think every single last one of those guys I named have long-term contracts. So I don't think any of them would leave their situations. So I think to answer your question,
not to go to no dog on Dallas.
They shouldn't. Exactly. But I think if I had to say, do they pay Dak? I think it just depends on what do you want. What do you want for your franchise? Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones, they saying they want a Super Bowl before Bruh croak. I don't know if that's gonna happen with Dak Prescott. Not trying to be rude. It's just the facts.
No.
So I don't know, bro. But what you think about it?
I don't know. I can't. Yeah, I don't know if that gonna get you a Super Bowl. That's the thing. He's
gonna get you to the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get you 10 or 11, 12 wins. He's going to do that.
Absolutely.
He can even win
He
you a
get you.
division.
I was about to say he might even get you an NFC East championship.
Yeah, they won it
but to
last
get
year.
you a. I don't know if they're gonna get you. I don't know if he can get you to the NFC championship.
No.
And I don't know. I definitely don't know if he can get you to a Super Bowl.
No.
Let alone win a Super Bowl. And the thing about it is, and this is the issue though, because at some point we got to be completely honest. Now, I think Dak last year he was very good. I was the year he came off the ankle injury. He was fantastic.
He was fantastic that year. Yeah.
There's been certain years where I'm like, okay, yeah, he got it in him. You know what I'm saying? And based off of last year, I mean, he was second team All Pro. They got to give him a contract based off of the principle. You know what I'm saying? But Jerry Jones, like you say, if they talking about the goal is to win a Super Bowl, then they have a decision to make. But at the same time, we need to be honest about other decisions that they made too.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's their offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. I'm so serious. I don't even know. Mike McCarthy is still their head coach, who admitted is in his introductory press conference that he lied in the interview.
Yeah.
Like just straight up like that.
That's crazy,
just straight up like that. Just straight up like that. Lied in the interview. Now, even though I think he's been okay as a head coach, he ain't been terrible. But I mean, let's be honest. And then who's their DC? I can't even think of who their coordinators are right now.
Who is their DC? Don't get me guessing. Go ahead, bro. Somebody in the comments.
Comments help us out who Dallas OC and DC is.
Is it? Go ahead, keep talking. I'll think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who it is.
Is it no, never mind. But anyway, like there's other decisions that they made that are head scratchers. They still got to pay Micah Parsons.
They still got to pay your boy
CeeDee Lamb.
They ain't paying him
yet. Did they pay Micah Parsons? They did pay him. They ain't paid Micah Parsons. So that's what I'm saying.
Mike Zimmer. That's Zimmer. That's who they I knew it was one of them Zimmer boys. He is their DC, I believe, right? Or OC.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, Cowboys. He one of them. But anyway, the point is Dallas has made a lot of bad decisions, bro.
Right.
In the last couple of years. It just is what it is. They have not done a good job in the front office. Now, as far as like drafting and like free agency before this past year, because I feel like they ain't do nothing this year.
Not a
but
free
they've
agency,
done a pretty decent job. But as far as like just mismanagement of stuff, they've done pretty horrible. Like, not gonna lie, the fact that they let Tony Pollard walk and then you brought back the dude you replaced him with, like, come on, bro. Like,
that was silly.
You should have just kept Zeke if that was the purpose.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was their only signing, right?
Yeah, they didn't do nothing. That's what I'm saying. They didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing.
That's silly, bro. Their offensive coordinator is Brian Schottenheimer.
Yep, Brian Schottenheimer. That's it. Yeah.
And their DC is Mike Zimmer.
Yep.
So again, I mean, it's just I can't blame it all on Dak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I say based on principle, he should get paid.
Yeah.
The team is loaded.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Somehow, some way, they still don't get there. You know what I mean? And that's why I say, because who did they lose to this year? They lost to the Packers, right?
Packers blew them out.
That's right. That's right. In Dallas.
Yep.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it is. I don't know if you can. I don't know what they do. They should pay him, but don't expect much. Essentially, don't expect much. Pay him. He probably needs to be in the mix. Because
you would think he's not gonna get hit with a franchise tag again. It's no way. It's no way he gets hit with a franchise tag for a second time within his career. It's no way he goes for that.
Man.
I don't think, and low key, even though I'm not the hugest Dak supporter, he shouldn't go for that either. Exactly. Like, he's still a top 12 quarterback in this league. He shouldn't be getting hit with another. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my opinion.
According to the media, according to the NFL awards, he was the second best quarterback last year. That's what they say.
Like,
he shouldn't take that.
Yeah, if I was him, I wouldn't accept anything less than getting paid. but they might hit him with another franchise tag. Who knows?
And here's my question then. If they do that, I mean, where does he even end up? Where he even go?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they both sides is in a terrible predicament.
Because then again, who wants a 30-year-old quarterback?
And who want to go to Dallas?
Yeah, and then who wants to go to the expectation of Dallas as well? Yeah.
Like where the season about to start in in a month.
Yeah.
2 months. You know what I'm saying? So
really
where you gonna send him to?
Oh yeah.
Where you gonna send him to? You can't send him. You really can't trade a quarterback mid-season, not no starter.
No,
that's crazy.
No.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's crazy.
No.
So your backup is Trey Lance, and they saying Trey Lance. Y'all know I was the biggest Trey Lance dude coming out. They saying Trey Lance looked like he need to go back to college and need to sit there for 5 more years.
Yeah, they saying he raw.
They saying he raw. So like, I mean, you ain't got no choice. You got to pay him. Anyway, let's move on, bro. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on from the whole quarterback situation of Dak. Now, I want to talk about kind of a little bit of a Carolina Panther themed conversation here, man. Julius Peppers is going into the Hall of Fame on Saturday. So he's getting his gold jacket, and he's going to be into the Hall of Fame on Saturday. And I kind of wanted to have just a conversation overall about Julius Peppers and his legacy, because I don't know about you, Cam, but growing up, Julius Peppers was one of my favorite players, like, of all time. Until like Cam and Luke and all that came around, Julius Peppers was that guy. I don't think we've ever seen an athletic freak like that at DN really ever at that point. It's like freakishly athletic as he was. He's going to be probably the first like real Panther in, Panther out inductee. Now again, we know the breakup was ugly, which we're gonna talk about that in a minute. And we know that he went to, I believe, the Bears and also as well the Packers while he was going. But then he ended up coming back to Carolina, finishing his career there in Carolina. So the fact that Julius Peppers is going to be kind of the first Panther that's going to be inducted, I love that. That's amazing. But I got a question for you. Where would you rank Julius Peppers, like, as far as all-time defensive ends? Because for me, I think he's like top 5, top 10.
Yeah.
Like, I would put like guys like Reggie White over him, Michael Strahan, of course, guys like that. But after those, I would even consider, I don't even know about, would I put Freeney over him? I don't know, man.
Dwight Freeney already in the hall, ain't he?
He in the hall, yes. Yeah, so that's why I said I probably would put the Dwight Freeney over him. I think Julius Peppers is like right there though, at like 4 or 5, bro. I think Julius Peppers is the top 5 DN of all time. So what is your take?
Here's your top 5, 6 sack leaders. All right.
Okay.
So, actually, I'm gonna give you the top 9.
Okay.
So Bruce Smith is number 1. He got 200.
Oh yeah, Bruce Smith got to be in there too. Yeah.
He number 1 with 200 exactly. Reggie White, 198. Kevin Green at 160.
Oh
yeah. And then Julius Peppers right there at 159.5. Chris Dolman at 150.5. I actually never heard of him. I don't know. I don't know about you. Michael Strahan, 141.5. Jason Taylor was another guy I was thinking about, 139.5. Terrell Suggs, T Sizzle at 139, and then DeMarcus Ware at 138.5.
I think Julius Peppers is the number 3 or number 4 on that.
I was gonna say
I think he's top 4 in that if we're going. So I would probably say for me personally, now it depends. Some people look at LT as a defensive end, but to me he was more like a edge rushing linebacker in my personal opinion. So I don't consider him like a real DN.
Yeah,
I think I would probably put in this order as well. I'm probably putting Bruce Smith number 1 probably. I'm probably putting Green 2. I might will put Peppers 3, bro.
Over Reggie White.
Over Reggie White, bro. No, yeah, Reggie White 3. Reggie White 3. I think I would put him 4, bro. I think I would put Pep 4, not gonna lie. I don't think you put him any, and I'll probably put Strahan 5.
Yeah.
I think that's the list. I think Julius Peppers is literally that good. I think he's top. I think he's top 5. I mean, he's first ballot for a reason, right? He's first ballot, correct?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Because he retired in what 19, and you got to wait 5 years, right? Yeah. So this would make him first ballot.
First ballot.
I think for me, it's Bruce Smith, Reggie White, and then I probably would say Pep.
Yeah,
I probably would say Reggie White. I'm missing somebody. Bruce Smith, Reggie White. Who else did you have on that list?
Kevin Green, Peppers,
and then Julius Peppers.
Yeah, I would have Michael Strahan.
Right, and then Michael Strahan would be 5.
Jason Taylor. T. Sizzle was a linebacker, of course, but DeMarcus Ware. Jared Allen's up there in sacks. Derek Thomas.
I'm putting Pepper top 5, bro, for sure.
Yeah, Dwight Freeney.
To me, because you got to think about it. Julius Peppers did it elitely at 3 places. He was elite with the Panthers twice, because when he came back as an old guy, he still, I think one of them years he had like a 9-sack season. And he was like 36, 35.
I'm about to look it up. I got you.
Yeah, I believe one of them years, I could be wrong, but I think either his first year back or his second year back, that nigga had like 9 sacks, bro. I believe at like 36, 37. I could be wrong again, but I thought he had like one of them seasons he came back to Carolina, he had 9 sacks. So with doing that, go ahead.
No, my bad. I was gonna say the year he came back to Carolina, no, he had 11.
He had 11 sacks. My bad. I shortchanged him. He had 11 sacks.
In 17.
That first year back. He was like 34, 35 at that time.
Nope, 37.
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. This dude, he's got to be top 5 to me. Julius Peppers is a top 5 DN of all time, and I'm really not even trying to argue with nobody about it.
Man, I do not remember him being gone from Carolina that long. He was gone for 7 years.
When he left, was I in middle school? What year he left?
2010.
No, so I'd have been in high school. I'd have been in high school then. I'd have been in high school in 2010.
He was a freshman.
Yeah, he was gone for a while, bro. That breakup, I remember being in Charlotte, and that breakup was nasty. It was real bad. You had Panthers people talking about him badly, him and his people talking about the Panthers badly. It was a mess. I remember being there. It was an absolute crap fest. My dad is on the stream. He could probably attest to it. It was a crap fest. They was talking about it on the radio and everything. It was bad. The whole breakup was just bad. But the fact that he came back, mended fences, and then, like I said, came back and had an 11-sack season at the age of 36, 37 is crazy.
And only started 5 games.
Come on, bro. Come on. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Julius Peppers, to me, is top 5. Now, I see a lot of y'all saying Deacon Jones should be in there. I do think Deacon Jones should be in there as well. Deacon Jones was good, too. He needs to be in there, but I'm not putting him over Peppers. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I'm just not doing it. Peppers, the way he could set an edge, and he did it for 15 years straight. Like it's just, it don't get much better than that, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I just think that Julius Peppers is top 5, bro. Period. Like, but what do you think, though?
Man, I put it this way. So the DEs that I just know, that I remember, the guys that I watched play and get a whole bunch of sacks. So Julius Peppers was one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? He really is the main guy that I can attest to. I remember Strahan a little bit, and I definitely remember Jason Taylor. I remember his career. But other than that, man, I mean, it was a couple of guys. DeMarcus Ware, I remember him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, and I of course I remember Jared Allen. And then but as far as like my top 5, I don't know if I can rank a top 5 other than just seeing the numbers. But I don't see why Julius Peppers ain't in the top 5 edge rusher.
Absolutely.
Based off of what I know about him, based off of what I've seen, he's easily the best defensive end, strictly defensive end I've ever seen. I don't think there's another. I don't think there's been another defensive end since him. I hate to say it, but probably since Julius Peppers came into the league, I think you can make an argument defensive end wise. What is it? Cam Jordan is the next best since then.
If you're not counting like edge rushers like Von Miller,
No,
you're not
just
okay.
straight
So
up.
you're counting just
Yeah,
straight up
just
like
straight up.
real D ends. Yeah, because if you think about it, the last 10 or so years, most of those D ends now are like outside linebackers, essentially.
Exactly.
So Peppers is kind of like the last one of that actual hands in the ground D end. So I mean, it's a valid point. It's a valid point.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know any other defensive ends. Now, obviously, when it comes to sack artists,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? God, I mean, Aaron Donald, you know, he got to be up there.
Right.
JJ Watt got to be up there. Von Miller, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys that was actually getting to the quarterback at various positions. Calais Campbell was another guy that was getting after it. You know what I'm saying? For so many years. Trying to think of other guys that was getting it. Myles Garrett. I got to give Myles Garrett his flowers. I know he ain't really he ain't been in the league as long as Cam Jordan, but I think he's an actual defensive end that's
Myles Garrett.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he gonna get his due one day for
sure. TJ Watt is a stand-up outside linebacker technically.
Is a linebacker, exactly. Yep. So so that's why I say, I mean, I would put him. I mean, even Khalil Mack is another guy as a linebacker, you know. I mean, I don't know any other defensive ends. I'm going down the list of just all-time sack leaders. Jason Pierre-Paul was a defensive end.
Yeah. But he ain't in Peppers.
No, not even close. You know what I'm saying? Justin Houston and Chandler Jones are up the list. Where were they? Where did they line up at? I think Justin Houston was a linebacker.
Justin Houston was a linebacker. Yeah.
Right. And he played for us. I forgot. And then Chandler Jones was too, right?
Yeah, Chandler Jones was an outside linebacker, stand up. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of these edges now are like, but we talking about D ends, like they got their hands
right. They gotta be D ends, and I can't name you nobody, bro. That's
Myles Garrett's probably the closest one, bro. Honestly,
the closest one. It
Myles
would be
Garrett
Myles Garrett
and Cam Jordan, bro.
Cam
Them
Jordan.
probably the two.
That's it.
And they not even on. I think Myles Garrett, if he gets the longevity, obviously he can. You feel me?
I think he can get to that level for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't see nobody else. Cameron Wake, you remember him?
Yeah, Cameron Wake. Yeah. Now he was a DN, I believe.
He was.
I think he was a DN.
What I remember. Mm-hmm.
We got some breaking news, Cam. Actually, breaking news. Shout out to Denzel, and I just confirmed it too with Schefter. DJ Moore, former Carolina Panthers. It's funny that we were just talking about the Carolina Panthers. DJ Moore gets a bag from the Bears, 4 years, $110 million extension, and that's going to be $82.6 million guaranteed. And if you can remember correctly, the Panthers just paid him the year before he left, so he's getting another bag. So I think now, is it going to be 6 years on that deal essentially?
Yeah, because he played two of them, and that was a 4-year deal. So yeah, he got
for him.
That's 6 years.
Good for him. He had a tremendous season last year.
Well deserved.
Yeah,
deserved.
Good year.
And I hope
Denzel for letting us know that.
Absolutely, and I hope he get his targets too with Caleb. Yeah. This upcoming season, because they they got Keenan coming through.
Yep. They got a couple of wide receivers. Rome.
That's right.
Yeah.
Who?
No, I was just saying, etc. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as defensive ends go, I mean, I can't name you nobody else, bro. Like I literally, from my knowledge, hands in the dirt, it's got to be Pep, bro.
Yeah.
From in your time, lifetime.
Yeah.
Right. In my lifetime.
Shoot. I was around for Strahan, so I was around for that. So Strahan and Pep is probably the only two, because like Kevin Green, I was young. Bruce Smith, I might not even been alive, and if I was, I might have been like 2 or something like that. So I wasn't really. Yeah.
He retired in 2003.
See, yeah, I was around. Yeah, I was around, but I wasn't there for his elite years with the Bills and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So I was probably a real baby at that point. So I didn't really, you know what I'm saying, get to experience that. But again, I think Julius Peppers is one of the better defensive ends in all of football ever to ever play the game. So I'm glad that he's going to get his recognition on Saturday, and congrats to him, man. Like I said, just from coming from that ugly divorce in Charlotte, going to Chicago, going to Green Bay and then coming back to Charlotte to make things right. I love that for him. You know what I'm saying? So definitely excited that, and he, like I said, he's one of the most talented DNs. I think somebody else said it in the comments too. I think he leads the interceptions for DNs, I think, of all time. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he leads in that department as well. So definitely one of the better defensive ends of all time, man, to be quite frankly honest with you. So I am, glad that he's going to get his justice. And honestly, Hall of Fame, get it right. Steve Smith need to get his justice too.
Steve Smith should have been in there, bro.
Steve Smith, I don't care how much of a log jam you got at wide receiver. Steve Smith need to be in there.
You got to make room.
Yeah, Steve Smith got to be in there, bro.
You know what? I got something I want to say.
Go ahead.
About the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Y'all got to stop being. I hate to say it because it is a Hall of Fame, but y'all got to stop being so strict, bro. This don't make no sense. I'm
not gonna lie. I kind of like that it's strict. Hear me out though. Because I feel like the NBA Hall of Fame or the basketball, it's way too easy. Like if you're just a good player, you're in the NBA, the Hall of Fame, or in the basketball Hall of Fame, I think is what they call it. If you're just good, like Robert Horry could probably get. I think they've been pushing to get him in the basketball Hall of Fame, and he ain't nothing but a damn role player. So that should just tell you how easy it is to get into the. He's on good teams, but again,
I mean, he was a big shot. Yeah, he was making them shots, but still,
he was good. He was good. He was good. Don't get me wrong. He was a good, role player, but he's not no Hall of Fame. It should be hard to get in the Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of Good. It's the Hall of Fame. You need to be like top 5 at your position during when you played for at least 2-3 years, in my opinion.
I just think,
or one more thing, or you have to be super influential to the game. So, like, I know you about to bring up Cam Newton. Cam Newton, to me, if you look at all these quarterbacks now, he is the most influential quarterback that has came in the last 10 years. Rather you like him or not, he is. When you ask Jalen Hurts who his favorite quarterback was, what did he say? Cam Newton. Lamar, what did he say? I thought he was going to say Vic. He said Cam. Josh Allen, who did he say? Cam. So you talking about top.
Kyler Murray. Tua Tagovailoa. Freakman. Justin Fields. Patrick Mahomes even said it one time. Like, we got to be for real, bro.
That's my point. So if you are super influential, because I don't care what nobody says, before Lamar, because I think now Lamar Jackson is the best scrambling quarterback of all time, Cam Newton was. Cam Newton was the best because, for one, he was a better passer of the ball than Vic. Let's not sit up here and cap. He was a better passer than Vic. He was just as fast as Vic and a whole bunch bigger than Vic as well. So I think it was Randall Cunningham. Vic came. I still would probably put Randall Cunningham above Vic.
Over Vic, bro. I said that the other day.
In my personal opinion. Then I would say Cam took the torch. And then now with Lamar having 2 MVPs, I think it's curtains. I think he's the best scrambling quarterback of all time, in my opinion. But again, I think if you're super influential, like Cam Newton is, you should be in the Hall of Fame. But besides that, I like that it's hard. It should be hard. But it's not the Hall of Good.
We can't just do top 5 though. We can't just do top 5.
When we do top 10,
because the league.
You be top
that's what
10
I'm saying.
position for
you got to be
yes.
Okay. No, well, I think because the league, you got to understand the league. I mean, if we just did top 5, then you're not gonna have many players in there because eventually the top 5. You see what I'm saying? Because your top 5, Brady,
top. This is what I'm saying. Top 10 during their time they were in the league, though. That's what I'm saying. So, like, I'm not saying top 10 all the time. I'm saying you had to be top 5 during your time in the league. So, for example, Antonio Brown should absolutely. I don't care how crazy he is. Yeah, that mofo need to be first ballot. I don't care what nobody talking about. The run he had was tremendous.
Yeah, he should be first ballot.
First ballot.
But that's why. But you gotta. That's why I'm saying they gotta stop being so strict because because exactly what you said is the exact reason why Antonio Gates should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Gates too. Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's because they too strict. You can't have
Antonio Gates should have been in there first ballot. Honestly,
this is what they need to do, in my humble opinion. Instead of having just a whole entire pool of players, do it by position. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
in my humble opinion, it shouldn't just be one kicker in the Hall of Fame or none or whatever it is. You got to have kickers in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Because they're an important part of the game.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Quarterback wise. So obviously we know Brady going in.
Yeah.
Breeze. I don't know if has it been 5. It ain't been 5 years for Breeze.
No,
yet,
not
right?
quite. Not quite.
So Breeze is going
next year or the year after it'll be 5. But go ahead.
Breeze is going in. You know what I'm saying? Manning is already in.
Yeah.
That's 3 of your best right there. Joe Montana is probably number 4 and Patrick Mahomes is number 5. So if we capped it at like
big Rape getting in there, ain't he? You would think Big Rape getting on in there.
Bro, I gotta be honest. I mean,
Big Ben getting in there, bro.
Big Ben, how many rings he got? 2? 1?
He got 2, and he got one his rookie year. He getting in there, bro.
He getting in, bro. And Big Ben got stacks.
And he getting in.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why I'm saying, like, if a guy like Big Ben get in there, you can't tell me Antonio Gates shouldn't get in there.
Oh,
that was
with you.
I know.
First
I'm just saying though, like that right there.
Ballot.
That's the type of stuff that make me itch, bro. Like you can't sit here and say Antonio Gates. That's why I say the Pro Football Hall of Fame need to be less strict, because if Antonio Gates isn't a Hall of Famer, then I really do not know what is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, playing with the Chargers and them, you ain't gonna get no ring. But golly, that's not the Hall of Fame shouldn't be about your team success. It should be about what you did as a player.
Absolutely.
Steve Smith is top 10 all time in catches, yards, and touchdowns. And he was a first team All-Pro as a returner.
And on top of that, he was a 6th-round pick.
A 6th-round pick and 5'9", $180.
Yeah, he needs to be in, bro. He needs to be in.
That's what I'm saying. The Hall of Fame is jacked up. Andre Johnson got in there, right?
Yep, he did. Was it last year? I think it was last year. Yeah, last year he got in. Yep.
If Andre Johnson can get in, and he was a fantastic player himself, I would have said he should have been in the Hall of Fame. But if Andre Johnson can get in, playing for the Texans, who didn't do nothing the whole 10 years he was there, you can't tell me Steve Smith. You know what I'm saying? The Hall of Fame, they're gonna have to look somebody in their eye. Yeah, they're gonna have to look Steve Smith in his eye and tell him,
because not even trying to be rude. Didn't Reggie Wayne get in?
Reggie Wayne, I don't remember he got in, but he had serious consideration. That he
made
Reggie
it. Wayne gets in before Steve Smith. I'm gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, he was good and all that. Like, don't get me wrong, but he shouldn't be getting in over Steve Smith. Bro.
Not over no Smitty, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I'm even a little skeptical to say Andre Johnson shouldn't have been getting in over Smitty. Personally,
that's Reggie White. I'm about to say this. Reggie Wayne, he made it past that ballot. I don't think he not in yet, but he made it past the ballot. But
so he made it further than Smitty did.
Made it further than Smitty did in that first year. That's why I was saying, I was like, how do you do
this? No disrespect to Reggie Wayne, because I know, nah, bro. I'm sorry. Smitty should be over him, bro. Respect.
I challenge any real fan of the NFL.
Yeah.
I challenge them to name me 15 better receivers than Smitty all time. You can't.
They can't.
You can't. And in my opinion, at a position of value and a position where, most of your team, your offense, most of your offensive lineup is wide receivers. You got 3 on the field at any given time.
Yep.
And in Smitty era, a lot of times they only had 2.
And then you got to think about John Fox was his coach. On top of that, for the majority of them, so he was running the ball a lot too.
So he was pounding the ball.
Yeah, they running the ball
Smitty,
a lot.
If I'm not mistaken, Smitty had 2 seasons where he had 2 rushers go for 1,000 yards, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you can't sit here and he still ended up top 10 and everything. So how is Steve Smith not in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
in a position of value and in a position of excess like wide receiver. You can't name me 15 better wide receivers than Steve Smith, then he should have been in the Hall of Fame first ballot. And if he wasn't in that first ballot, he should have been there on the second or the third one. We going on 4 years. This is ridiculous.
I 100% agree. I can't even disagree with you. I think everything you're saying right now is 100% correct.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Antonio Gates, if I'm not mistaken, Antonio Gates is 3rd all time in touchdowns, period.
Yeah.
Outside of quarterbacks, of course, but in touchdowns, period. Touchdowns for scrimmage. He's 3rd all time among every single position.
He should be in first ballot.
And didn't get in the first ballot. That's why I'm saying they a little too strict for my liking.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I agree with what you were saying though. It's not the Hall of Very Good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I think this is my criteria, and we'll move. And this is my criteria. So either, like you said, you're either a great player at your position, so top 5 during your era or during your time playing. Personally, and so quarterback, I would say top 5.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, I think you can get away with top 10, maybe, depending on, I think in this era especially, yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Running back, probably top 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think offensive lineman, you can almost say top 10 too. Because it's been so many good offensive linemen. Yeah. So but I think that's one of the criteria. And I think also I will say some Super Bowl success for depending on what your position is. So like a guy like Von Miller. I know me and you had talked about this one time before. Von Miller literally won that Super Bowl for the Broncos, essentially.
Yeah, essentially.
You know what I'm saying? As an edge rusher. I think that right there is almost enough. And the fact that he's really high up on the sacks list, I think he's like top 15.
He's first ballot.
He's in there.
Yeah,
he's in there.
I would first ballot him, honestly, personally.
First ballot, exactly. Yeah. I would say he's first ballot, and he
almost single-handedly won a Super Bowl game, first ballot,
literally,
and had a great career on top of that.
And had a great career where he was a top player in his position the whole time. So he's first ballot. I think if you fit both of your criterias, like you said, you're first ballot. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think and I think I would add. I think the Hall of Fame needs to add a stipulation for themselves because this is how they're letting people in. If they're going to let Eli Manning in, then they have to say Super Bowl success specifically because Eli Manning has only been good 2 playoff runs. But in them 2 playoff runs, he beat the GOAT and he ended up capping off with Super Bowl championships. Yeah. So even though his career, you can barely make the argument that he was top 10 in his position. Barely. You know what I'm saying? I think he had a couple years where he was probably top 5, top 10, but that was barely.
I would put Phillip Rivers above Eli Manning, in my personal opinion. I think Eli Manning had a better career as far as like the accomplishments, but I think Phillip Rivers was an actual better quarterback. Yeah. And I know those two are kind of like together because of the whole draft situation that happened back then.
Correct.
But I would put Phillip Rivers, in my personal opinion, as a player, above Eli Manning. Eli Manning, if you look at his stats, he was a mediocre quarterback. Besides
he's even on everything.
Yeah, literally. Like he was a mediocre quarterback besides, but his last name is Manning, of course, so that's going to play a role. And he won 2 Super Bowls against the GOAT, so that's going to play a role as well. So
that's why I say, man, I think the Hall they just a little too strict for my liking. Let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you, okay, because I got some more players. I just want to ask you.
Okay.
I'm just going to ask you. This is a player who personally I feel like he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Chad Ochocinco.
He had some good. Whoo,
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that one's tough though because he didn't have the playoff success, right? Nope. Because that was the Marvin Lewis years when they wasn't getting to the playoffs and stuff. I don't know how he stayed there for 16 years, but anyway.
He had dirt on somebody, bro.
I'm going to say no on Chad. Here's why. Here is why I say no on Chad. Now, we're going to go off the criteria. Was Chad Ochocinco ever a top 5 wide receiver for 3 years or so? I don't think he was. Now, you got to remember, he was in that realm of Steve Smith, right? Okay. Randy Moss, right? Reggie Wayne, right? Andre Johnson, right? Yeah. Megatron was coming in around that time, right? Yeah. To me, Chad Ochocinco was never top 5. Was he like 7, 8? Yeah, I think he probably was. He probably was around that part, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that ballpark. But for me, as far as a route runner, he's one of the best route runners I've ever seen in my life. If there was a route runner Hall of Fame, he should be number 1 first ballot. But as far as like him actually being in the Hall, I'm gonna have to say I don't know. I'm gonna have to say probably leaning more towards no though.
Okay, yeah. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I think Ocho was
close,
top 5.
It's close. It's close.
Yeah. I think Ocho was top 5 for a minute there, but I'm with you though because he don't fit.
He don't
fit both.
It's mostly that.
but that's why I say instead of us saying, oh, the era was tough, why don't we just say the era was tough, so let's extend it just a little bit and give some of these players a little more grace.
That's fair.
You see what I'm saying? Because look at this era right now. I mean, let's be completely honest. This era, at this exact moment, let me say this. If Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, doggone Amon-Ra St. Brown, God, give me AJ Brown, who?
CD Lamb,
and let's just say those 8 guys right there.
Yep.
Yeah, those 8 guys. Let's say all 8 of those retired today.
Yep.
Who you leaving out the Hall of Fame?
I'll tell you.
I mean, it's
so this is who I'm putting in, right?
Okay.
Tyreek Hill, without a question. Justin Jefferson, without a question. Yeah. Those 2 are not even questionable. Okay.
DeAndre Hopkins too. Add him to the list. He retires with the same group.
So to me, Hopkins he was really good though. God, that's tough.
T, he got to be in, bro. He got the numbers. He got the numbers. He got the same numbers Johnson got.
I'm gonna get a little Clemson bias. I think he got it. Maybe not first ballot though. Maybe not first ballot.
Yeah,
but he has to get in. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm leaving Amon-Ra St. Brown out. He ain't did enough for me yet, personally.
Okay, yeah.
In my personal opinion.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and definitely say I'll leave him out. Chase again. He's been good though. He's been really good.
He's been good.
I would obviously have to see more, of course, because he's only really had like 2 real seasons or 3 seasons essentially. But if he keeps on going the way he's going, he would be in. I'm just gonna be honest. He would be in. Who else did you name there?
Devontae Adams.
Oh, he's in. Yeah.
I'm about to say he got it. I'm about to say please don't do Devontae like that. He know he got to be in, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. You left out a dude. Mike Evans need to be in.
I did.
More than Amon-Ra St. Brown. Shout out to Deontay. I'll put Mike Evans in there, honestly. So yeah, your point's valid because I just named 5 guys minimum that
should
be in there.
That's playing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't want us to get to a point one day where we're leaving actual legends out the Hall of Fame just because.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like imagine. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Imagine again, just a hypothetical scenario, but imagine Brady, Manning, Breeze, Mahomes, other Manning, Roethlisberger, Rivers. You know what I'm saying? That was all. Well, Mahomes wasn't in there, but all the rest of those guys were all in the same era.
Same era, right? Mm-hmm.
Cam was there. Aaron Rodgers was there.
Matt Ryan.
You know what I'm saying? Matt Ryan was there. Matthew Stafford was there, but he wasn't quite, he was Detroit Matthew Stafford. But still, he's still a solid player. Think about all those players played at the same exact time.
Yeah.
And let's just say they all finished out their career and they all decided to retire in the same exact year. How can you leave any of those guys? They would probably push Cam and Matt to the second ballot. They would probably push Stafford to like a third ballot or fourth ballot. You know what I'm saying? But the other guys, how can you Rivers would be probably fourth ballot, but how can you everybody else though? You know what I mean? How can you leave them out the first ballot or the second ballot? You know, or how can you leave them out completely? You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's all because I think about it all the time. This is literally my internal thoughts coming out because I just always think about it. I'm like, bro, the Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame, I do agree with you that they do kind of just let anybody in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do kind of agree with that. And I'm not saying some of those guys don't deserve it. But
right.
You know, but I think me and you, I think we talked about this before. But for me, when I look at the Basketball Hall of Fame, the player that I look at, that's the bar, is Paul George. If you've had a better career than Paul George, you're in there. If you've had a worse career than Paul George, we might have to have a discussion.
I want to maybe we already over time, but maybe next week, because I was just talking to my other homeboy about this too. The way that people glorify Paul George, especially the younger kids, it seems like the people younger than us like glorify him. Like, like Brandon Miller, you've seen him come out and say Paul George was my GOAT. Juju Watkins, the young lady that plays at SC, she came out and said Paul George was her GOAT. So a lot of these, like from 22 on down, kids love Paul George. Like they love him. They like admire him like how we look at LeBron. Like that's the way they look at Paul George. I want to have a discussion on, not tonight because we're already over, Russell Westbrook. I think him and Cam Newton have very similar careers. And I feel like Russell Westbrook and Cam Newton both get underappreciated way too much. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't think there's any, let me say this. In my time of watching basketball, so I would say I started seriously watching when I was maybe 7 or 8, somewhere around that part, around the area. So we're talking about 20, 21 years, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't think I've ever seen a point guard as athletically gifted as Russell Westbrook. I mean, this guy's whole career, he was almost a triple-double walking machine. Yeah, most of his career. So let's hold that off maybe for next week's conversation because it's still kind of slow season. But again, I really do think the way these young kids glorify Paul George, they need to glorify Russell Westbrook to that level. But we'll say that for another day. Say that for next week. Remind me that next week though, because we're gonna come back to that. Because I just feel like Russell Westbrook gets underappreciated way too much. Anyway. Shout out. This was a really good pod. We always say we're gonna go short. Let's go.
That's why when you told me yesterday, when you called me yesterday and said, "Yeah, it's gonna be a short one," that's why you see me laugh. I was like, yeah, I laughed.
We just getting it talking, man. No Diddy, man. Me and Cam just got good. This is my brother, man. So we had these conversations all the time. So we just get on here and had the same conversation. End up going over. And me and Cam both love talking. And we just got good chemistry, no Diddy. So it just kind of just goes, man. So my bad, y'all. We said we was gonna have a short episode. You know what, Cam? We're gonna just stop saying that.
Yeah, we ain't gonna say it. There's no point, right? There's no point. I mean, they ain't there listening. They watch.
I don't have no short episode. Every time we say ain't nothing to talk about, ain't nothing to do, we get on here and talk for an hour 50.
Man,
oh my God, bro.
That's why I said when you said it was gonna be a short one, because we say this every week. We literally say like, y'all, I want y'all to understand
every week. Besides football season, we don't. We be like, all right, we gonna be in here, like,
but over the summer, be an hour. This ain't no exaggeration. Like we say this every single week.
Every week in the summer and in the spring, we be like, "Oh, it's gonna be a short podcast, bro. It's gonna be short, bro."
Man, I be
that's so funny, bro.
It's so funny because it's really supposed to go like an hour, y'all. It really
is. We were supposed to cut it out.
The short ones should be like 30 minutes, 40 minutes max. But we usually end up going. I mean, sometimes I think one time we didn't win almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it's like. And I be sitting here. We start at 6:30, usually a little bit after, probably about 6:45 is for real. Yeah. And I be sitting here thinking, as soon as we get done with the pod, it'd be like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
8:39. I'm like, bro, how did we do this? Like,
we just get up here and get to talking, man. It's like, oh yeah, it is that. We just keep on going. But again, I think that's just a testament. No Diddy to our chemistry, man. We just got good chemistry, so we just start talking. So shout out to y'all for hanging in there with us, man. We appreciate it. We gonna stop saying we gonna have a short.
And like I said,
because we literally say that shit every single week, and it's never short.
I don't think we've had one. Have we had one under 30 minutes yet?
Bro, no, we have. I can tell you that we definitely had a podcast under 30 minutes. Definitely
have we had one under 45?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Bro.
I don't think so. I think the shortest we've ever had was like an hour, like literally. So like, I don't think we've ever had a show less than like an hour. Like I have to go back and check. Now I'm gonna go back and check when we get off here because I want to know. But I don't think we've had anything less than like 55 minutes, bro. Straight up, bro. I don't
think so, man.
I don't think we have. But we appreciate y'all tuning in and joining us, man. Y'all be in the comment. Y'all was very active in the comment section tonight. So appreciate y'all's love and support. Football season's about back. I was gonna say we're gonna have a short episode next week. I'm just playing, but yeah, man. You know, we enjoy doing it, bro. We enjoy talking to y'all. We enjoy talking sports with y'all as well. So again, man, Cam, if you ain't got anything else, we're gonna go shut it down and get out of here for an hour and 16 minutes.
I'm gonna shut it down. I'm looking right now. Bro, we really ain't had one less than an hour, like at all. Our longest one was episode 9, 2 hours and 8 minutes.
Which one was that?
Episode 9. So that was the episode where we was talking about this was week 1 of last year after week 1. Yeah. So Colorado had just beat TCU. Florida State had just beat LSU.
Long. The one we did with your boy too. What was his name? The basketball, the preview of the basketball season.
Thomas.
That one was long too with Thomas. Yeah. That one had to be about 2 hours, bro. That one was about 2 hours too.
Was that I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to think.
That'd have been around October of last year.
There you go. Hour and 50 minutes, bro.
Bro. And then we had one more. Go to last August and go to when we was previewing college football. That one was long too.
Last August. We had one with AB and them right after that. That was an hour and 50 as well. The one with AB and them right after that was an hour and 50.
Yeah.
College football preview. Let's see. So that would have been, you said August. So this would have been August 20th. We had 2 in August. One was an hour and 15. The other was an hour 24.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, the one we did the college football top 25.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Yes,
that was an hour 24. I'm surprised that one wasn't longer than that.
That one was that short. I thought we was.
Yeah,
we might actually have to. We're gonna do it quicker though. But we're gonna start booting up for college football season here.
Yeah,
probably next week. Honestly, next week. Yeah, next week is probably gonna be a heavy college football week. We'll probably go ahead and do that actually, and go ahead and rank our top 25 teams because I know me and you. And actually, my dad, too, we was talking on the phone about this yesterday. I think my dad and you, too, I think y'all think I'm disrespecting Clemson a little bit. So we're going to talk about that. I'll tell you about it off camera, but we'll talk about it next week, too. I think next week we're going to focus on the college football stuff. So college football heavy ranking week next week. So that podcast, I'm going to tell y'all, probably will be on the longer side, but probably like an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, all right, good. So, all right, y'all, appreciate y'all.
We had one.
Go ahead.
We had one as well. Episode 13 of season 1. This was the one where Richard Sherman said that CeeDee Lamb wasn't a wide receiver 1.
Yeah,
that one went an hour and 52 minutes, bro. We was talking about worst sports cities. We was talking about the worst sports cities in the NBA top 100 players.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. We were just trying to waste time though because of summer though. For real.
That was October.
That was October. Oh my God.
That was October, bro.
Bro.
That was October, bro.
That boy said, "No, that was October on week." Okay.
Oh no, you should see. Y'all go back and look at them October pods. We was going crazy. Like literally, we averaged. None of them went under an hour and 20 minutes in October.
We're going to try to keep it at most hour and 15 going forward this year, y'all. Yeah. We're going to try to do better. But if y'all digging the content, man, we don't want to keep y'all too long. But hour and 15 is like the sweet spot. We kind of want to get out by hour and 15 because people got short attention spans now, so you can't do too much. But Malik said, "Nah, I like the long podcast." Hey, man, I appreciate y'all, bro. Yeah, that's what everybody else would say. Like, bro, we like what y'all be talking. But anyway, all right, we're gonna holler at y'all next week. We already went over an hour and 15 minutes. We're gonna holler at y'all next week. Next week is going to be for our college football fans. You're going to want to be here. Am I disrespecting Clemson? Maybe I am. We're gonna talk about it next week. We'll holler at y'all on the next one. Appreciate y'all's love and support, man. We'll see y'all next week.